Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Inspiria Gyan Podcast Series. I am Taqi Haider. We launched this podcast to inform our audience about the various career opportunities available in different fields. Today, we are going to discuss career options available in business management and corporate communications. And to speak on this topic, we have a very special guest with us, Ms. Gitanjali Rathore. She has 18 years of industrial and academic experience. She is a part of the BBA department here at Inspiria Knowledge Campus. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir.
I really appreciate your time and effort. So, my first question to you is how to build a strong image?
Wow, that's quite a question. How to build a strong image? Um, Let me just percolate it down to talking about personal image because that's what I deal with when I interact with young minds and especially students of the college. Well, oftentimes it so happens that people directly correlate it with the brand image of the company, the organizational image. But what I would want to strictly talk today, sir, with you is about building one's personal image. Why? Because we deal with young minds, both you and I.
Yes.
And I think it would be more relatable in a context when we keep them in our mind. Well, there is certainly a mantra that I follow, and this is what the young generation should be particularly looking into.
Okay.
I feel the first and the foremost thing that one should be looking into is always consistency. It's all about being consistent.
Okay.
So you need to be consistent in your pursuit. Why? Because the people who are watching you will know that you're doing the things for sure only and only if you work towards getting a certain pursuits. And that is possible only when you show that you are being consistent about it. So I am being very, I would say, frank, and also I know that it's a tough thing when we talk about consistency. Why? Because not everybody can keep the perseverance, but that is the answer, honestly.
Okay.
And second, let's talk about upscaling one's skill. Now that you're consistent with a certain pursuits in your life, the second thing that you must always be careful and working towards on a daily basis is that you work on upscaling either your existing skills
Okay.
or you build some new skills. I would like to give you an example for that.
Yeah.
Now, for instance, can I ask you which phone are you using, sir, your handset?
Am I?
Right. So there must be special features that you're using it for.
That's right.
Right. Now, how about, you purchase the same product couple of years down the line,
that's right.
which has the similar feature, but at the same time has few additional more personalized features than what it has, which
Yeah.
means it would be upgraded. Would you
Yeah.
not like the idea?
Yeah.
So
Right.
it is something like that. So
Okay.
it shows persistence.
Yeah.
Second is the fact that it is also showing you that it needs to be upgraded to the latest version.
Yeah.
That will be in demand in the market.
Yeah.
And I'm one person, sir, that you will always feel who would talk about interpersonal bonding. So for me, anybody who's working towards building a brand image for oneself has to really work into the interpersonal skills. Why? Is because today the world at large is looking into something which we have so less. And what is that? And that is human connection and human bond. Okay?
Well said.
So when it is about human connection, I feel that so long you have this interpersonal bonding, it will help you create that image in front of people. Why? Because you will be lovable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think one should really focus on this aspect as well. And last but not the least, something that everyone, all of us, including the students and us, everybody should be doing is that we need to be more prominent. We need to be more visible. Why?
Yeah.
Because the moment you are off the grid,
Yeah.
people tend to forget you, sir. So
Yeah.
then how can you compromise on your brand image?
Yeah.
Isn't it? So being persistent, then, upgrading yourself,
Yeah.
having that interpersonal warmth to connect to people, along with being visible, being
Yeah.
prominent. I think if you really focus on these four aspects as of now, you really can achieve in turning your image into a brand for yourself.
That's right.
That is something which I have been personally practicing as well.
Well said, ma'am. And my second question to you is, what are the career opportunities available in a BBA course, since you come from BBA? So I just wanted to know, what is your take on this question, the career opportunities available in a BBA course?
Okay, all right. Let's just start by understanding the discipline, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we are talking about Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, what are we offering? We are offering academic foundation to the core business functions.
Yeah.
Right, so whether it is business management, whether we are talking about PR, whether we are talking about finance, account, marketing, IT, and I think there's organizational behavior, HR, and there are many more, right, in this.
Yeah.
So quite recently, I was reading an article on the Career Business Review, and it says that 74% of the companies, sir, would hire students who have done a business major. Right? So if over any other degree that they have taken.
Okay.
So if that is the case, then there are multiple career opportunities available for somebody who is a business major. For instance, you can opt for a career opportunities in accounting and finance. Maybe you can become an accountant, or probably you can become a market analyst. Yeah. Or maybe, you could get into the career into HR and become an HR specialist.
That's right.
Or also, there are options available for you in retail and sales, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then if we really have to talk about marketing and PR, sir, and advertisement, then
that's
there
right.
are options in PR, then there are options in, I think, event planner.
management.
Even management as an event planner. Then that we are all today all connected.
Yeah.
So, podcasting is also a part of,
Yes.
let's say, social media.
Yeah.
So with that coming up, with so much of integration on social media, I believe that, there's also a lot of options in, social media marketing and things like that. And let's not forget the fact that, business, most of the students, why I see people do, take up, especially this business administration courses, also to turn oneself into an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So they have their own set of entrepreneurial
That's
journey.
right, that's
So
right.
I think there are options and options and options available. So what do you say? I mean, so this is
Yeah.
how I feel.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask the third question related to your field, where you have spent a lot of time.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know what is the scope of corporate communications in India?
Now that is interesting. Okay, corporate communication. Well, there are different areas to look into, when we talk about corporate communication. How I see corporate communication is, it either can make a brand or it can
Yeah.
debrand. Yeah, so it is that strong.
Yeah.
And it is one visible aspect that you cannot just sideline in any industry that you go to. How I feel is, whether it is a public sector, or whether it is a service sector or a private sector, also manufacturing,
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah.
and education, like
Yeah,
since you
yeah,
and
yeah,
I and are in
yeah,
education,
yeah.
can you imagine the fact that we don't communicate?
Yeah.
So whether it is an internal or an external communication,
That's right.
there's something or the happening. And I believe you are an assistant professor, sir,
Yeah.
in Inspiria Knowledge Campus, and podcasting is your way of getting more closer to your
Yeah,
audience, who are
yeah.
your students.
That's right.
So is this not a part of corporate communication
Yeah,
then?
that's
Yeah.
a really
So
well
so see, these days the job opportunities, the job and the work that we do is so multifaceted and integrated, sir. I feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot just leave corporate communication null. But coming to your,
Yeah.
your question, when we
Yeah.
talk about in the Indian context,
Yeah.
then let's understand that India has always been brand driven. Its consumers have always been brand driven.
Yeah.
So the quickest way for any company, an organization, to connect to their audience, even if they want to manipulate, okay, would be through their way of communication.
Okay.
So having said that, I really feel that, yes, definitely. And also, if you follow few articles, I think the one that I was reading was on India Connect. So
Okay.
there, the survey on 2018-19 says that, there has been a 14% gain in terms of corporate communication opportunities,
Okay.
in India.
Okay.
So having said that, I think, we are not going anywhere. Definitely there are lots of scope, especially in India.
Yeah.
And like I said,
Yeah.
it's everywhere in every industry that you go to.
That's right.
Yeah, including ours that we are doing right now.
Well said, ma'am.
Yeah.
And the next question is also, things you are looking at in Inspiria Knowledge Campus. And
Right.
what are the tips for a successful job interview?
Okay, now that is the most frequently asked question to me
Yeah.
by anyone. And that, since we deal with all these young minds, they always have this question at one point of their time as to how can you make it a success rate. Honestly, this is a very misunderstood concept, sir,
Yeah.
when we talk about a success in an interview. How I see and how I want the people to see would be that instead of marking it as a way of getting through in an interview as your success factor,
Yeah.
you must take it as a platform or maybe a space or an opportunity that gives you the opportunity, in fact, to get to know the other party. So what I mean is, instead of thinking that I want that particular job, you must go through sets of interviews to understand whether or not if that particular interview or place is right for you. We never do that. So we always put ourselves in a level where we think that we are the job seekers and we need job. Now that's not what an interview is.
Yeah.
Isn't it? When you keep yourself on the same platform, when the interviewer and the interviewer are on the equal platform, and it is a conversation to get to know each other better, to find the right candidate for the employer and to find the right place for the employee, that's when the success rate of interview happens.
Yeah.
Having said that, obviously there are few techniques,
Yeah.
which one should be looking in, and one thing that has to resonate strong in each and every candidate who is looking for a job interview right now or maybe at a later stages, that you need to be authentic. The way you present yourself, you have to be original.
Yeah.
Because if you mug up somewhere, if you go through few YouTube videos and you try to see, okay, this is how I need to copy paste, then I guess, you may land up getting a job, but you really won't be
Okay.
perhaps the right fit for wherever you want to go.
Okay. So here, honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, let's say that.
Yeah.
And the others are technical points purely.
Yeah.
So the first technical point would be, make sure that you do enough of research on the company,
Okay.
the mission, vision, and of course all the cliche talks that we do, that you should know the people, you should know the culture. It may sound cliche, but it is not.
Yeah.
So you really need to open your doors by researching on the company. Why? Because the mission and the vision of the company is what the company stands for.
Yeah.
And if that is not what aligns with what you want to stand for,
Yes.
then that's not the place you should be going.
That's
Isn't
right.
it?
Yeah.
And the people who you would be working with, I mean, how long can you talk about skills in the name of, I have strong resilience, and I will be able to deal with any kind of party. At some point of time, we know that we will not be able to gel with each and every kind of party.
Yeah.
So we need to know what kind of mindset a people would have in an organization like that, and go through the company websites, their newsletters. There are so many options, to
Yeah,
really
that's
research on the company, right?
Yeah.
Speak to the employee if anybody is
Exactly.
your friend. So you start by doing that. Second is, I think, sir, what I want to talk is more about a SWOT analysis, but how I want to put it down is more of a self-analysis. You need to know what are you good at, and you
Yeah.
need to know what are the things that you are not good at, and if you can do anything about it.
Yeah.
So what I'm basically talking in a very ideal term, we call it strengths and weaknesses. So
Yeah.
you need to find what are your professional strengths, what are your professional weaknesses, and if there is any weaknesses, you work on it.
Yeah.
So if you're clear about it, sir, I'm telling you that there is a 100% chance that the person who is sitting right there opposite you
Yeah.
on that table will like you for something of yours.
Okay.
That's there. And of course, by the end, we all need to know that it is all about practice, and
Yeah.
practice. So you know about the
That's
company,
right.
you know
Yeah.
about yourself. Now you do a little bit of practice, because not everybody is comfortable speaking in front of people.
That's right.
And especially, there are children, who get really nervous. So I have found out there are two kinds of nervous. In fact, I found this out today during one of our mock interview sessions.
Okay.
And one kind of nervousness is when you're not prepared.
That's right.
So now for that, I don't have a
Yeah.
solution. What can I do? You're not
Yeah,
prepared.
prepared.
Now, the second kind of nervousness is that happens. Why? And it should happen because that will help you stay grounded. Why? Because it will help you motivate getting that, questions through to your mind, and you will be prepared to answer few things which is lined up for you.
That's right.
Which means that you're not getting complacent at all, but rather you are channelizing that nervousness as an energy to give that impetus to yourself. I'm going to use this energy to make myself look the best.
Yeah.
So I think you need to work on that as well, right? So practice will help you get that better. And ultimately, what can I say? It is, then all about presentation.
Yeah.
So I think if you work on all these things, sure shot your interview is. But as I said,
Yeah.
the idea is not to get through the interview. The idea is get through to that company where you want to work, sir.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's how I would like to put it, if I'm making sense.
No, it was a very lovely answer, ma'am.
Yeah.
Tell us about your Gavel Club in detail. How Gavel Club is helping kids?
I'm really glad that you asked me this question, because this is something which I have been wholeheartedly doing it.
Yeah.
My heart, mind and soul is absolutely intact with Inspiria Gyan Club. We started just a year back, and we are proud to say that we are, as of today, 21 member. And not just that we are only 21. Of course, people keep coming and going.
Yeah.
They have their own share of journey. So people who have accomplished what they wanted to from Inspiria Gyan Club left. People who felt that, they have gained so much and yet want to contribute to Inspiria Gyan Club are still a part of it.
Yeah.
And it's more of a youth leadership platform. So what we do is we definitely work towards helping the children to have a voice of their own. Now, we are talking about the age group of 12 to 18. So
Yeah.
this is a difficult age.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are personalities of their own. They have that little bit amount of ego, that
That's
they
right.
have to work
Yeah.
around. There are other psychological issues that they go through
Yeah.
at this age. Now, that's
Yeah.
that's something which is a very, I would say, sensitive and a difficult age to deal with. But luckily for me, I guess, we have been able to really work and become the better,
Yeah.
despite of this age group. And so like I said, it is all about public speaking. But what I would say more is about, giving a voice to somebody, because everybody can speak,
Yeah.
but not everybody can articulate their thought.
Yeah.
That's different.
That's different.
Yeah. So it is not about, making them the excellent speakers in the world, and winning the international contest of Gavel's Club. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's about, what is the message that you have that you want the world to know?
Yeah.
And if do you have the guts and the courage to be able to speak in front of people? That is what we learn in Inspiria Gyan Club, sir.
Wow.
And the model is all based on peer learning and sharing. So we have a certain format where we have a role plays and we have speakers. So the 21 members, none of them are audience during our weekly sessions, which happens on Saturday evening at 4. So each and every member participates and gets an equal opportunity to put themselves at that forefront and learn something. So there's always a takeaway from every session that we have. And we are moving at a fast speed. I just hope that, we are able to leave a mark, in the area that we have already stepped into. So I'm very proud of all the Gaveliers.
Okay,
I love
so
them.
my best wishes are with you.
Thank you.
You're doing a commendable job.
Thank
And I
you.
remember there were only one student when you started Gavel Club journey. And look, right now you have around 20 plus students, 21.
Yeah, it
so
is.
slowly and gradually it will go up.
Thank you.
Still, my best wishes are with you. I know that you will do a great job ahead.
Thank you, sir.
My next question to you is related with teaching. Since you were part of industry and you came and you started teaching, so I just wanted to know, why did you choose teaching as a profession and who is your inspiration?
Now, this is interesting as well. As I'm happy that you asked me this question, because I have to be very frank and honest with you. I never see myself as a teacher. I never thought that I would become a teacher. Rather, I see myself more as, a facilitator, more of somebody who would provide a mentoring, somebody who could be a catalyst. So, Yeah, so it just happened accidentally that I'm now a part of an education industry, though I had been in the past, but it was in a different domain altogether. So that was into business development and never in a form of a teacher teaching. But I'm very happy and at the same time always eager to the fact that there is so much to learn from the people that you interact with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
These young minds are explosives, I must say. Of course, there are instances where it does become challenging, especially in a time such as this,
Yeah.
where everything is happening online. So to coordinate, to align things, online is sometimes, I would say, stressful. But having said that, I think, life would become meaningless, if there are no challenges. So yes, teaching as of today in the online and offline platform, I'm enjoying both. But definitely, like I said, I'm not that. I'm a facilitator and I'll always remain to be one because that gives me an opportunity to be one of the students. And I think the understanding and the learning is better that way. So that's one. Second, as far as inspiration is concerned, I think everything around me inspires me. Like I said, I've been using the term young mind, young minds, young minds. Yeah, I'm addicted to the young minds because I learn a lot from them. So yes, they are my inspiration. My workplace is quite inspiration
Yeah.
for me. But at the same time, yes, there is one person whom I have always fascinated and he has influenced. In fact, his philosophies have influenced my style of teaching. And that happens to be late Sir Ken Robinson. So we've lost him recently. He's an educationist, he's an author,
Okay.
and he's somebody who's a forward thinker. Now he's the person who always strive to tell the world that creativity is what that we should be imbibing in education. Otherwise, schools kill creativity.
Yeah.
Anything and everything that I do in the class, outside the class, and one that propagates me is the fact that I strongly believe in experiential learning. So any kind of project or any coursework that we do in the classroom, outside the classroom, is all facilitated by the fact that we learn something from the experiences that has happened either in the
Yeah.
past or what we are going through.
Yeah.
So a lot of analysis to be done, right?
That's
a lot of
right.
observations to be done, and a lot of reflection to be done.
Yeah.
So I say, if in saying that, I think all in all, everything inspires me
Yeah.
then, isn't
Yeah.
it?
That's right.
Yeah.
So I would like to tell you that I have a same thinking pattern which you have right now,
Yeah.
and I learn a lot of things from Inspiria itself because you see a lot of talented faculty members here, and
Right.
we learn from them. I learn from my students as well because every day there is a new learning. So, ma'am, thank you for coming on our show. It was pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you very much for having me. I really feel honored that you even considered having me here, and it was a lovely time talking to each other, getting to know each other more as colleagues, and also
Yeah.
now as a presenter and a guest.
Yeah.
And yes, I've been quite fascinated by the fact that you've taken up this podcast,
Yeah.
Inspiria Gyan series, and I wish you all the luck in reaching out to everyone whom you are trying to reach out to, and wish you all the best in your endeavors. And I hope that you call me again.
Definitely in the second season,
Yeah.
my first guest.
Thank you for considering.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah.
So that's it from the Inspiria Gyan series. In next episode, we will meet new guests. Till then, please take care of yourself. Have a great day ahead.